Hello, welcome back. We are in our read through of the 1800s Pictorial Bible. Guess what was in this Bible? I have no idea how old this bookmark is, but if you see, it is stitched, this is fabric. Happy may thy future be. Very fancy, and you can see that it's stained, it's been in there for years and it has left a stain on the pages. So evidently the passage we're about to read was very important to somebody back in the day. So curious as to what we're going to get here in Leviticus chapter 13. So please grab a Bible, read along. I do encourage you to be reading along in a newer translation, because this is very old King James English, and it is hard to interpret or understand if you're not used to reading/listening to this. I've actually never read in this translation before, other than just occasionally here and there. I definitely know the 23rd Psalm in King James English, but didn't read it regularly growing up. So it's a new journey for me, but I do encourage you to be looking at either NASB, NIV, ESV, whichever one it is, so that you can be hearing the modern interpretation. Anyway, grab a Bible, read Leviticus chapter 13 with me. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, When a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh like the plague of leprosy, then he shall be brought unto Aaron the priest, or unto one of his sons the priest, and the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of his flesh. And when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy, and the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof not be turned white, then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague 7 days, and the priest shall look on him on the 7th day, and behold, if the plague is in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not on the skin, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days more, and the priest shall look on him again the 7th day, and behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not on the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin, after that he hath been seen of the priest for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth on the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprosy. Then the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin and of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if the leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague. It is all turned white, he is clean. But when raw flesh appeareth in him, he shall be unclean. And the priest shall see the raw flesh, and pronounce him to be unclean, for the raw flesh is unclean, it is a leprosy. Or if the raw flesh turn again and be changed into white, he shall come unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague, he is clean. The flesh also, in which even in the skin thereof was a boil, and is healed, and in the place of the boil there be white rising or bright spot, white or somewhat reddish, and it be shewed to the priest. And if when the priest seeth it, behold, it be a sight lower than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out on a boil. But if the priests look on it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein, and if it be not lower than the skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if it spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague. But if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or if there be any flesh in the skin whereof there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white, then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and it be in sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning. Wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be no lower than the other skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up for 7 days, and the priest shall look upon him on the 7th day, and if it spread much abroad in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy. And if the bright spot stay in his place, spread not in the skin, but it be somewhat dark, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be slightly deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scall, even the leprosy upon the head or beard. And if the priest look on the plague of the skull, and behold, it be not in sight deeper than the skin, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut him up that hath the plague for 7 days. And the 7th day the priest shall look on the plague, and behold, if the skull spread not, and there be in it no yellow hair, and the skull be not in sight deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven, but the skull shall he not shave, and the priest shall shut him up that hath the skull 7 days more. And in the 7th day the priest shall look on the skull, and behold, if the skull not be spread in the skin, nor be in the sight deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the skull spread much on the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, if the skull be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair, he is unclean. But if the skull be in his sight at a stay, in that there is a black hair grown up therein, the skull is healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. If a man also or a woman have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, then the priest shall look, and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth on the skin. As someone with freckles, he is clean. It's cool. The man whose hair is fallen off his head, he is bald, yet he is clean. You go, Jason Statham. And if there be in the bald head or bald forehead a white reddish sore, it is a leprosy sprung up on his bald head or his bald forehead. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the rising of the sore be white reddish in appearance, white reddish in his bald head or in his bald forehead, as the leprosy appeareth on the skin of the flesh, he is a leprous man, he is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean, his plague is in his head. And the leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, unclean, unclean. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean, he shall dwell alone, without the camp shall his habitation be. The garment also that the plague of leprosy is in, whether it be woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be in the warp or woof or linen or woolen, whether in a skin or in anything made of skin, and if the plague be greenish or reddish in the garment or in the skin, either in the warp, in the woof, or in the thing of skin, it is a plague of leprosy, and shall be shewed unto the priest. And the priest shall look upon the plague, and shut it up that hath the plague 7 days. And he shall look on the plague on the 7th day, if the plague be spread in the garment, either in the warp, or in the woof, or in the skin, or in any work that is made of the skin, the plague is a fretting leprosy, it is unclean. He shall therefore burn that garment, whether warp, or woof, or woolen, or in linen, or anything of skin, wherein the plague is, for it is a fretting leprosy, it shall be burnt with fire. And if the priest shall look, and behold, the plague be not spread in the garment, either in the warp, or in the woof, or in any of the skin, then the priest shall command that they wash the thing wherein the plague is, and he shall shut it up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on the plague after that it is washed, and behold, if the plague had not changed his color, and the plague be not spread, it is unclean, thou shalt burn it with fire, it is a fret inward, whether it be bare with or without. And if the priest look and behold the plague is somewhat dark after washing it, then he shall be... I'm not going to make it. I don't have enough time. Sorry, guys. We didn't quite make it.